third of the what? Of the votes. So the votes were counted, and they didn't get, so the votes which were collected were put in whatever with chemical. They were burned. That's why you see that black what? Black flame. That is black smoke that comes out.
Black smoke that comes out.
But now when the votes are now, they get the number the Pope is got. That's when you will see the white one.
The white one.
Yeah.
So does it mean that they don't now collect the papers? Let me say the ballot. Do they use ballot papers?
Of course, it's just the use of voting.
The use of voting.
Yes, you take a person of your own interest, you put in the box.
So the white smoke coming out from the flame will
the white smoke will come when the Pope is already got. But I think yesterday they voted and they didn't come up with the result. So yes, we're still waiting. Maybe after, maybe what to do tomorrow, God will answer the prayer.
So there's no corruption there?
There's no corruption. So I'm missing now how you are also getting interested in the Catholic religion.
So voting for the Pope, definitely. So there's no corruption there. Why do you think that they collected everything and burnt? Don't you think that it's because maybe there was a small misconduct?
And of course, God has not answered the prayers. Yes, when God answers the prayers, the cardinals will choose the Pope, and the Pope will be whatever. Then the Pope will choose his name that he will.
So the banning of those things shows that God has not accepted.
Of course, they have to show the world that the Pope is not yet God. Is once they elect and there's no results, they ban the votes with
some. You deserve to be a priest.
No, of course not being a priest. The only thing that sir, you need to be informed. Don't mean that you being as maybe Adam still being a presenter. You need to be informed about these things here. Don't just only follow your religion. You need to know. Some of us, God is everywhere. God is everywhere. So, the only thing the only religion that I don't trust so much is.
But how about
these other usual one?
But how about this one here, the current God that visited Arua?
These are the things that I was telling you. I don't trust those kind of. These are the, how should they call them? The better term for it is called. The likes of Chibwetere. Those ones there, for them, their regions are quite different because it has even different way there's the way how they interpret their Bibles. I don't trust those people there. But when it comes to Catholic, Muslims, Christians,
those follow them.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know Christian, Protestant, Catholic, Muslim. These are the main three religions. Maybe
Adventist.
But another religion, like you say, they are not like the other God who was walking on the street here, barefooted in a here. Those I don't trust at all. I don't think that these are really things that happens. Also, there are others also like now. I even hear Indians they believe in a cow as their God, but
But according to you, where do you think the world is taking us? And of course, we have seen so many celebrities who are also involved in this. Where do you think the world is taking us?
Man, the challenge here is money. Poverty.
Where there is money?
No, poverty has caused so many problems in the world. So, people, the more they get broker, the more they start thinking about satanic things. There is a way how God works, but it needs patience. So, but people, they rush into things. You have not even clocked even 40 or 50 years, but you're already quaking that you are failing life.
Yeah, and of course, you brought me back to one point. A guy sang some song that you see, people think when they pray to God, God should always, answer their prayers immediately. And he gave an example. Even your own wife, if she conceives, she does not believe immediately. There's a way, that
process.
There's that process, of a child, growing in the womb. So gradually, that's how God answers the prayer. And there's one funny thing that if there are people who wants to get into problem first before they start praying to God, and they expect their prayers to be answered even faster than the people who have been praying.
The right thing would have said that people remember God when they're in problems.
When they're in problems. Yeah. But of course, this is
very wrong. Actually, it's very wrong for you to think about God when you're in trouble. God will always take even time to answer your prayer because you only want Him when you are in a problem.
When you need Him.
Yes, when you're in problem, that's when you want him. But of course, God, you know, God lives. Yeah, God is everywhere. But for you, you don't accept don't even a mere prayer even at night. You don't pray in the morning. You wake up, you're going for work. You don't pray. You are even, no,
Why are you saying
I'm
me?
meaning not you.
Yeah.
I'm meaning generally. I'm just talking. I'm giving a general view.
Okay. But your finger pointing at me. Me, I pray. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're catching us from, this is Western Television and it's the TBT throwback. We remind you, we don't want you to easily forget, where you came from and where you are going. And of course, when we bounce back, we're gonna be talking. Legendary, yeah, in a legendary way, talking about music, and of course, we're gonna be trying to find out, where, like, musically, we have seen guys, and you have seen a couple of music played on your screen, and when you look at the guys right now, they're so far much different, and some have remained the same, so that will be our topic of discussion. And of course, I'm talking about that at the same time. Our brother from northern Uganda, that is Lucky, also joined Palazzo for his press conference today. And of course, we're gonna be giving you all these all these details in the second half of the show. Yeah. But keep it locked.
Of course, because before that, I was already been doing some compilation of the music that has which are just within the videos, the music videos that we have within Great Northern Uganda. I mean, Lera, Gulu,
Karamoja.
Karamoja is not inclusive. I think because I don't have any of that side, but I've been doing compilation between, let me say,
the comparison,
Arua, Madi, and so on. I've been compiling the music that maybe the music video that artists have dropped. I wanted to compare and see whether are we really getting serious, or the conditions are really forcing us to go backward. Otherwise, I'm doing my compilation. I think tomorrow I'll come up with a list of the numbers of maybe the songs which are hitting 1 month. I'm not looking at like the other songs which have been there for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I'm not looking at those ones there. I'm looking particularly in this month or late last month, how many songs have come out. Actually, I've got so many songs. I've got almost 60 songs from Mulira. Yeah, that's the Lango sub-region. 60 of them videos, moreover. So it's a great. It is so good that tomorrow, don't miss Chuku Chuku. We shall be telling you where we are at the moment, because this is why we are here. So we shall tell you whether our artists are doing well
or not.
And
of course, I made my we could really near banking, and when we're making sure our boy we come on, I manka come over shidi. Can you know what go on in? Where we take a go screen period, can what take a go here machon with Emperor Orlando Gi, with Jamal, with Lucky Di machon Gi, with LP Shadi machon Gi. What we do can then call you? What we do can then you done when Gi? Where any do but tell can you Kitema Gimberu Kudishon, yo Kitema Nang at the Chago Kode, Kukawoni, Kitema di Chago Kode, man Kukama, what ye Kawoni, Eddie, no, Natimoku, no, what up chaining you are, no, what a medro, a made and you Lebango Muteka Medre, in music industry. In time what you know, we could Lenian, Lucky who joining Guinea, Palazzo, Pienia concert, but Palazzo in the Parabero. But we never any the press conference na belutiene kawa duogu isawa mamera yo passion ma any wabecheka breaking it down jalo moshi wa shania etika choku wewe mi northern Uganda ka kind etika choku wewe mi dekenenya idwima any nyo ya chaki pa dwi mukado no mituti ka woni wewe adimu ngom northern Uganda bachalma wa chene enekezo lema wabitimu iu chama wa nya ugo na wateka we do young and but put one out to Borungo, we could in America and West Night TV, and of course, the less of legendary artists. These are the guys whom we know that they're really, when it comes to raising the umbrella of the industry, the music industry in Uganda, Mose Radio did a lot, and of course, he never let it there, and of course, he continuously. And of course, as we speak right now, there are so many people who are following his footsteps, and there are some who even feel like they should be him. Talking about that, vocally, we have so many guys who are trying to do that, and there's a guy called that is one guy who loves moving with Lucky D. he loves calling himself radio, Moselle Radio. Of course, that means he has left something behind that can never easily be forgotten. And Side MC DJ Mosh, remember earlier on we did say that when we bounce back, we shall be giving you, we shall be trying to break it down. And when you look around the current legendary guys that we have right now, there are some guys who have remained, in their that small dockage where they are, but then there are some of these very particular artists who have moved on with life, and when you look at them right now, they are far much different. Though they are not doing music, I wonder what others are doing. But anyway, before I conclude, let me first ask Mosh. We have seen a couple of artists, the legendary artists, talking about, when we talk about legendary artists here in West Nile, you talk about Afande. You know Afande from Zumbu? There's an artist called Afande. We know guys like Ras P. We know guys like the Black Harmonies, and there are very many guys, that in this very particular industry that have started long time. But I've not seen some of these artists, they have not even added up into their life. I don't know. Should it be the branding strategies, or they have just relaxed and they have said, their regime has ended and this is just a new regime?
Yeah, of course, I wouldn't like to say that the artists who are no longer active in the industry, that maybe their time has gone and other things, but this industry has a lot of challenges. First of all, you need to have money. Second, the brand, now things have changed. Things have really changed, completely have changed. The industry is different. It's not the way how we used to see it before. There are a lot of things which have changed, really. By then, we never had internet, and guys were doing things locally. We are getting music from one person to another. But right now, the music distribution has really created it has created a lot of differences. So right now, you can get music that has just been produced in the studio from USA within just some seconds, so long as it's already loaded on YouTube account. So that's the difference. But now the problem is our legendary artists. They have failed to adjust. They have failed to, I don't know how I can put it, they have failed to understand that the industry has changed completely. They still do things the way how
they used to do before.
Yes. Now you find it very hard for them to let me say to get back to the road. Otherwise, most of the artists are having that kind of self-management. Their brand, they only eat alone. But nowadays, no music has a lot of things. Yes, it's your life, but I'm telling you, this is the fact on the ground.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like now, Mosh, when you talk about Mosh as a brand, there are so many people who are behind that brand there. That's why it is still existing. Otherwise, without maybe other colleagues, other friends of mine coming closer to me, it was not going to be an easy thing for me. It doesn't mean that the name would have even disappeared, like maybe the artist we are talking about right now. Because I've been there, and right now I'm here. So it means that I've realized that things have changed, and I've accepted. So you can realize, but don't accept.
You don't accept. And of course, when
you don't accept, it becomes very hard for you to, let me say, to move on. Reason being that you still have that.
You'll be stagnant.
That way of doing music. Things have changed, production has changed, all the style has changed. So
why I came up with this is because I've seen, I've been observing, a couple of our artists. Me, I love mentioning sometimes, so that somebody gets to understand. And of course, when the person gets maybe to understand that, to know about how they talk about them, they'll get to change their ways of living. And of course, looking at that, we have seen, look at Raspi. The same Raspi we knew those days is the same Raspi that we currently we are seeing. There is no change, there is no nothing. And of course, we have seen, look at Fat A. Fat A of those days is not Fat A of these days. Now look at when I'm mentioning these names. First, take for example, take a picture of their videos, the video that they had that time, and the current video. And of course, Agassi, look at Hot G, The Bullet Survivor, and Bebeto. Did you see that video? of Bebeto of Hot G and Bebeto Agassi. So somebody will not even believe that that is the real Hot G that we are seeing right now. The Hot G of those days is different from Hot G of today. Now, looking at Freeboy, the Freeboy of those days, when you look at Freeboy right now, is a different Freeboy. You get? And who else? Look at LP Shadi. LP Shadi of those days is different from LP Shadi that you're seeing right now. You understand? Look at Lucky D. Look at Asrolifa. And look at Elton Loverboy. Yeah? These are the people, they are not the same people that we used to see those days. And Giddy Roche, I am sorry to say this, Giddy Roche is a producer, but he has never changed. He just remained as he is. Giddy Roche. Look at Bushi the King. Take for example, those are the songs, of Bushi. The one he sang when he was with those of Lucky D. And look at Bushi Boy right now. You see, even if there's a lot of change in these guys. But we have seen, look at Black Harmony. There's nothing has changed in these guys, and they've been in the industry for decades. You understand? We expected something at least, as it goes by. These are the legendary guys that we look up to. At least they should be, the wage of living life should have been somewhere there. But these are the same people that I grew up seeing, and are the same people that I'm seeing right now. There's no any single impact in them. I really ask myself, why is it so?
Yeah, of course, some of, as I said before, when we just started the show here, I said there are so many things that have changed. So I don't want to repeat myself, but I'll move to the second stage. One thing is that, when you start doing music, the responsibilities are not so many. Because you're a young boy, you're a young girl, you're trying to find life, you're trying to catch up with life. So most of these people I've mentioned, I think by then they were young. Indeed, they were young and they never had the responsibilities. But right now, when you have mentioned some of them, they have responsibility, they have children to take care of, they have their women, or they have their husbands to take care of. So it is really challenging to balance between the family and the career. So your career and the family sometimes becomes very hard to balance, because first of all, when you go and sleep outside, you come back, your husband will say, now this woman is coming very late, in the middle of the night or late at night, late in the morning, and yet she knows that she's supposed to prepare for me things maybe that are, so a lot of things. So you know what I mean. People have grown, people have moved on. Life is that there are some, or as I say, there are stages of life. First of all, look at when these boys or girls you have mentioned. I'm looking at the previous way how they are doing things. They had the energy. Right now, the energy has reduced. So you cannot expect some of these artists you have mentioned. You cannot expect them to do things the way how they are doing them way back. Reason being that this generation is different.
Should we say that they never planned themselves?
No, they plan. But generations keep changing. Yes, but you need to adjust. So you need to move with the changes. You need to move with anything that happens. But when you don't move with the technology has come. Production has really changed completely. Some of these artists they still got the only those producers who are still even using Fruit Loops. Yet even we have moved on.
So why I did say this is because, like I did mention some couple of artists. You see, in Northern Uganda, we have to look at Boss Mkotini. And of course, as we speak right now, is the presidential advisor on creatives. And of course, these are the guys that I've seen in the industry. Now, let me first give you names. Afande Inzeo was one of the most prominent artists within Aluru sub-region when it comes to the Zumbo side.
Which Afande are you talking about?
There's one guy called Afande. He used to sing with the Lucky Boy. And the same, Afande and the Lucky Boy, they have just remained as they are. I expected Lucky Boy, him having that name, that Lucky, I expected him to do something. But of course, these are the guys from my home, where I come from, Zumbo. And they have just remained where they are. I grew up seeing these people. Still, should it say that it was a lack of proper planning? Like, you see in this industry, though you know that we have seen a couple of them.
Sarge, one thing that I want to say is not everything has got its own time. So you can't rule that these artists have lost focus or they're no longer going to maybe succeed in life. Why I'm saying that one day is, we do so many things in life, but there's where God wants to see us, or God wants us to be. So if you have not reached that where God wants to see you, you will not be successful in life. Reason being that right now, most right now I'm a DJ, yes, but you never know, God did not plan for me to get money through DJing. So when I get off the DJing, I start another journey. This may be good at what God has planned for me. I can give an example, like Monopoly, the bad character. Monopoly, bad character has been singing, he's been very active, one of the most trending artists in West Nile. But I'm telling you right now, he's taking another journey, he's trying another journey, which is also okay on his side. You never know what will happen. Maybe God did not plan for him to be as a musician. He had planned him to succeed as a politician. So you will find that in Monopoly, the bad character, maybe if he succeeds, maybe and he represents his people from Maracha in the Ugandan parliament. You never know. That's where maybe his way of maybe getting the money and maybe
getting the money or getting bigger money.
Yes, of course. This man that made for entertainment here is not much. It's some small man that for keeping, because you keep, you keep investing the money. You cannot just, like now. That's what I was telling you. Some of these artists here, I've been checking almost all the other artists. The others were having the last drop music maybe 3 months back, 4 months back, or even 5 months back. I've been checking all the female artists in the Aluru sub-region. I've been checking the guys, the male artists in the Aluru sub-region. But what surprised me was Lucky D. Actually, on this list here, Lucky D has appeared. I want to be Lucky D has appeared. He has some song which is even 1 month back. You get what I'm saying? Lucky D is having a song which is 1 month back. So, which means some of us, we are not so serious following these artists, but I think they are really trying their level best. You know, things are not easy when it comes to production of music. Of course, I just want to say that this life here, keep trying. But I think these other artists here, nowadays people are very tricky. Someone may keep quiet, like me. You may know me as a DJ, but you don't know what other side work I'm doing.
The side hustles.
You may not know it, but you may think that maybe purely if I don't go to the club and play music, then I'll not eat. My dear, there's something that which brings for me money, so which I cannot tell you right now here. So let us not look at these artists as failures. Let's just say maybe.
No, actually, we are not saying that they are failures, and of course, they are. What we're trying to say is that they have not changed from from way back, like when we used to, we grew up seeing these people, and these are the same people that we are. They have not changed.
According to me, I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood you. You don't mean that. It's like you are saying that they have not changed, which means they have remained where they are. They're just stagnant.
They are just there.
They are not showing any progress. Maybe in terms of maybe pocket. In terms of having.
Because when why I'm saying this out of experience, because I've seen a couple of artists, that I grew up seeing, watching them do music and getting gigs at the same time. But that's why I brought that aspect of not of having not proper planning for the monies. And I look at Kingsboy. Kingsboy is one Aluru artist is one of the biggest Aluru artists who has so many hits that gave him a lot of money. But when you look at Kingsboy right now, it's the same Kingsboy that I grew up knowing. You understand? There's nothing that has changed, despite the fact that.
And now, Sarge, one thing I want you to look at is look at how production started way back. First of all, recording was not easy, especially in West Nile here.
But they were able to record and have gigs.
No, listen, it was not an easy thing. Reason being that especially in Arua here, in Nebi, I don't remember whether we had even any producer in Nebi by then.
Brian
wasn't there. Brayok just came in afterwards. We had the likes of Jomix in Arua here. We had the likes of Audio Wave.
Audio Waves.
The one of Ronnie, producer Ronnie, the one who was working with Arua one. Then I think those are
the one of Leila. The one of Leila is of recent. CHUKU record.
These are they came. They came afterwards. But the one we are producing music for those of James Kennedy, the likes of Black Harmony, the
Homa
likes
Boys.
of Bingo Man, Homa Boy, Madi Homa Boy. It was Audio Wave. That is one of Ronnie in Annex Garden.
In Annex Garden.
So what I'm trying to say is that, but I remember very well that even him as the producer, he also had his own interest. Remember, you're a producer producing for so many artists, and even that's why you see they had a grudge among themselves. Why I'm saying that one day is because Ron is so talented. He's so talented in Black Harmony. He decided to take over. He said, "You guys, I want to manage you," because he has seen these guys were singing very well. They're not giving any difficulty. And I remember James Kennedy was also producing in the same studio. Leila, they are producing in the same studio. The like of Atiku were all in the same studio.
Bingo Man.
So they also had that feel that
even Dogman.
Dogman for him was versatile. For him, he used to move. Kampala, he produced from Kampala, he produced from here. He does these things anywhere. These other artists who are here, purely they were doing their music in it. Audio Wave. Then the one of Jomix Studio, they are down there where Papa was. The others, they used to try that side there. So it was not an easy thing, really. So me personally, I can tell you how studio started here. I remember way back when late Nyakuta Innocent, may he so rest in peace. I remember when they had their studio called the New Breed Band. They used to record some music there, live music. By then they were just around right now the place is called that bus station that goes to Kasamba bus, where they are just adjacent. That's where the studio was for New Breed Brand before they shifted to Rhino White Rhino. Before they shifted to White Rhino, when White Rhino after closing, they were doing a renovation. Then they decided to go to Annex Garden, the one of the big man who also died. That is Richard. So it is a very long story. It's a very long story, and I can tell right now, I can testify to that Audio Wave is a studio even which is existing up to now. But I want to tell you that I don't think that even Ronnie has even interest of recording any music for any other artist. He only wants to work with those artists who have ever worked with him.
Why? Because Audio Waves.
He wants to work with artists like James Kennedy. He wants to work
Black
with
Harmony.
Those old artists that he wants to work with them. Why? Because he finds it very hard to work with this the new generation.
But of course, that one that doesn't still come back to we understand that the production of late it's so much different from the one. Let me say from the one that we used to have before. In terms of everything.
Now, Serge, let me tell you one thing. Things have changed, and I don't know where even. By the way, we are going to become jobless in the near future. We're going to become jobless. Why I'm saying that one day is AI. I can change your music and it becomes my own music. You get that? I change your music to become my own music. AI. So where will all these producers whom now right now we are seeing the likes of Josman, the likes of Ramsey, the Pan,
the Ram,
where are they going to eat from? Because now if everyone can make his own music in his own small house or in his bedroom or in his sitting room, so it's really life is going to become very hard. So people should also think after here, where am I going to be?
That is my point. You understand? That was exactly my point. I wanted you to come to that very particular point. We have seen these artists, we grew up seeing them sing. What were their strategic plan? Let me say for the next day, because today
the plan they had with what they gave us.
And that's what exactly.
For you are thinking of something. You are thinking of something bigger than that.
Look at that. Look at Freeboy. I gave you an example of Freeboy. When you look at Freeboy of those days and now, it's a very different Freeboy. And he knows where he's going. Look at Hot G, the Bullet Survivor. I gave you an example of Agassi, the song he did with Bebeto. You understand? If you are not so close to if you did not watch that video keenly,
no,
you will not understand that is
not even
watching
Hot
G.
Not even watching it, but the thing is,
you'll get taken off.
Hot G. It's really surprising that Hot G has changed so much. He has changed in all aspects of life. One is physical change is there. Let me say, I think even musically, is really doing great. Of course, you know, OTG is one of the artists that you cannot recognize if you are to watch that video, one of the better.
Yes.
Featuring OTG.
If you are not
you cannot
recognize that
because
is
by
OTG.
then he was still very young. He was aggressive. Yeah, he was doing things as if he are like an amateur, but right now he's a professional guy, man.
There's a way he does his things of late, and of course this comes back to we are now getting the point. So
now you're talking about Free Boy. I strongly believe Free Boy is one of the artists that maybe so many he inspires so many. Why I'm saying that one day is first of all look at how he looks, look at his.
So meaning that he has planned himself.
The brain itself.
He has planned himself very well.
Free Boy, one thing that Free Boy is so focused. Why I'm saying that one day, he knows after here, I'll get here. If this doesn't work, I'll be here. So Free Boy is one of the artists that I don't think that it's going to be easy for him to get out of there.
That is exactly what I wanted to hear from you. So it's all about proper planning. You plan yourself ahead of time. You understand? You plan yourself ahead of time. Even if in the near future, you are not able to release good music, but at least you should leave that standard of an artist, a real artist. Because some of these guys that have been mentioning, they have just remained stagnant where they were before and up to now. We are still seeing them there. Look at Lucky, let me say Bushy the King. When you look at Bushy the King, Bushy of those days is not Bushy of today. You get me? Bushy of those days is not Bushy of today. So meaning that they have really planned themselves well. Even Lucky D, Elton Loverboy, talking about LP Shady, JM Kennedy. These are the artists. I am not. I believe that some of the artists that I have not mentioned their name, they're also there watching. But of course, it's all about proper planning themselves, planning yourself properly. So this comes back to our own artists who are doing right now well. The likes of Monopoly.
Sarge.
This one. That's what I'm telling you. The likes of Monopoly. D1 Cabana, I was supposed to categorize him under, those of let me say, Free Boys. Let's first leave that one there. Now, the likes of Andona 256, because in the next 5 years, yeah, Andona 256, Baby Junior, let me say Fifi Music, talking about Asha DMK, the rest of the guys, the Silly Boys. So this is the time that they really need to plan themselves well. We have seen a couple of guys, like look at Denzo. We all know Denzo of Gargamel. Yeah? The same Denzo that we knew those days, and it's the same Denzo. You get?
Now, Sergi, when you talk about Denzo, Denzo, he was working under some record label. So some of these people are exploited. So sorry to say that, because it doesn't mean that some of these, you'll be in a crew. We have had even some few days back, what Eton and Rain, Rain came out and said that I think their last time to perform was when they were going to
given 500,000 to share amongst themselves.
So I think that was like they were chasing them away from Gargamel. So that was what he was testifying over the YouTube. There are some clips that he has put there. So it shows that he may be the big man never had interest to work again with them. So they decided to say, okay, fine, if this is how he has valued us, we think that maybe it's time for us now to start another journey, as maybe Soul, other like that. So by the time when they start their own journey, the big man continued even pressing them hard on the wall. So in all, me I don't want to go into that details, but you know what it means. So you never know, some of these artists are there, they are good, they have the talent, but there's certain thing that which is really pressing them hard. But not working out.
But talking about Eton and Rain, and of course, if you had your own specific, that Gargamel wasn't well for you, and at the same time you live in Gargamel, you cannot go mute. Definitely, you have something to do. And
no, Sarge. First of all, I think you have not got the story very well. these guys here, they told you, after leaving Kagame, they start their life, music journey, another journey. Yeah? After leaving Kagame. But
actually, as we wrap up, because
wherever they go to promote their music, if they put their 300,000, the big man puts the 1 million. He doesn't want to hear that music anymore. Remember this guys, they had sung so many good songs, the likes of CHUKU, one of the biggest jam that even up now is playing. But now, from that day, this is how people have been fighting. Some people are they fight them and they fight you off.
And of course, we don't.
The little money that you are having, you spend it, and you don't get back. There are no returns. How do you expect the person to continue singing when even his work is not recognized?
And of course, we all know that some of the people, they live to fight others, but that is not what we are here for. We are here to promote our music and do the best for our own very particular guys who are in the music industry. Because of time, and of course, our time is not on our side. The next on your screen, it will be the nightcap. But of course, to all the guys, the legendary guys that we talked about here, make sure that you inspire someone. And the current guy, count your steps. You should counterattack your steps of how you live your life and how you plan yourself ahead of time. Because in the next 5 years, somebody will be looking up to you and wanting you to be somewhere. Sergeant C, DJ Mosh, and of course, thank you so much for watching West Nile TV right from the beginning.